Hey guys, this video is going to be a little bit different, so why don't you come on back to our place? Welcome to our home and to the TaleOfTwoSmittys. If you're new here, thank you so much for checking us out. Hit subscribe and follow our journey as we prepare to live in a tiny converted school bus. And if you've been tuning in, thank you so much for your continued support. It means the world to us. In this video, we're going to share our experience with the 30-day minimalism game and also provide some tips and tricks to how we downsize our possessions and head toward tiny living. I do just want to add that these are not all my own ideas or thoughts. A lot of the content has come from the Minimalists and also Marie Kondo. So we've linked their information below, so if you're interested, check them out and do a little bit of a deeper dive. They have really great stuff. So let's see what we did in 30 days.
The 30-day minimalism game is our first tip for decluttering. This concept comes from the Minimalists and is very easy to start. On the first day of the month, you get rid of one thing. On the second day, two things, and so on and so forth throughout the entire month. This is a great practice for seeing things as items you can get rid of versus seeing them as things that you want to keep. And it truly does start to feel like a game. Of course, our first week was pretty easy. As you can imagine, the further along in the month we got, the harder it became to find things to get rid of. We hit up all the usual suspects, junk drawers, random baskets of stuff, and under the bed storage. For us, we purged a lot of Christmas decorations and bathroom stuff. In the bathroom drawers, we found a ton of things we don't use, need, or want. And I know I'm not the only woman with shower gels and lotions I have no intention of ever using. Also, you can probably get rid of all those old toothbrushes you've been saving to clean with. Although there may be some wimpy items like a single pen or a chip clip, the point is to get used to getting rid of stuff, and we're really proud of making it through the month. Just remember, if you're playing the game with someone else, don't throw away any of their items before talking about it first. Trust me on that one.
So as you can see, we made it through the entire month and got rid of a grand total of 496 things. Now, I'm really happy with that number, but I do really like even numbers. So I've got 4 more picture frames here, you can count them, that I'm gonna add to our pile. So now we can say 500, woo! That's much better. This next tip is inspired by Marie Kondo and her book, The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up. I like a lot of her principles, but her rule of thanking your possessions for their service before you get rid of them has really worked for me, even though it can feel kind of silly. By thoughtfully seeing these items as items, rather than the feelings or the memories that surround those things, it can make it so much easier to just thank them for the service they provided and letting them go. So if you have a pair of expensive pants that you saved up to buy for and then you bought and they stayed in your closet with the tags on, like these ones, thank them for the great feeling you had when you bought them and then when you brought them home and walked around in them, and recognize that they don't fit anymore and you don't have a purpose for them. And they'll probably go to someone who can use them and will love them. And one other thing you can thank them for is the extra cash you're gonna have in your pocket when you sell them online on an app like Poshmark or Facebook Marketplace or even Letgo. This next tip also comes from Marie Kondo, and if you're even remotely familiar with her and her principles, you've probably heard of the concept of sparking joy. Basically, the whole idea is that when you pick something up and you hold it in your hands, does that item spark joy? Does it make you feel good about it? And if that answer is yes, great, you're done. Put it in your keep pile. If the answer is no, also great. Put it in the sell or donate pile. If the answer is I don't know, that's okay. Put it down. Go to your keep pile, pick up something that you know sparks joy, and know that that's the feeling you're aiming for. You're aiming to pick something up and just really know that you care about it and you want to keep it and you don't want to get rid of it. Go back to that thing that you weren't too sure about, see how it makes you feel. For clothing in particular, I find this really great because I can't tell you how many times I put an outfit on, looked in the mirror, thought, ugh, I hate how I look in this, I hate how this fits, And right there, that is like the easiest thing you can do. Take that thing off, toss it in the giveaway sell pile. It feels wonderful. Plus, who wants to have a closet full of clothes that you hate and hate how you look in and hate how you feel in? Not me. I need all the help I can get. This next tip is called the 20-20 rule. The basic concept of it is that a lot of the things we own can be replaced in about 20 minutes for about $20. And knowing that and thinking about that as we're getting rid of things really empowered me to just bite the bullet and get rid of something and not worry about hanging on to it. I, like a lot of people, have a fear that if I'm going through this purge and I'm getting rid of all my stuff, I'm gonna turn around in a week and realize I need something I just got rid of, and now I have to go buy it again, and now I've spent twice as much money on it. So this is a really good practice for that, mostly because it kind of gets you over that hump of being nervous to get rid of things. So if you can't tell, I really like the minimalists and how they put a lot of their rules into kind of a number format. So that brings me to the next rule, which is the 90-90 rule. Concept behind this, also very easy. Have you used whatever thing in the last 90 days? Will you use whatever the thing is in the next 90 days? So together that equals 6 months worth of time, kind of covers all the seasons, assuming your spring and your fall are about the same, particularly with clothing. So if you have something that you haven't used and you have no intention of using, why would you keep it? So go ahead, get rid of that thing and save up that space. So this rule I've kind of created on my own, doesn't really have a catchy name or anything, but it's inspired a little bit by Marie Kondo, a little bit by the Minimalist. So what you're gonna do is calculate the cubic footage of your space, whether that's your home or a storage unit, and go from there. So for us, our apartment right now is about 800 square feet, give or take. So we'll just say 800, keep it nice and easy. So that's gonna be with about 10-foot ceilings, 8,000 cubic feet. Now we look at what we pay for rent. So for us, it's around $1,300 a month. So when we do the math, that equals out to every cubic foot in our home is worth about 16 cents a month. Looking at our storage unit, it works out to be about 13 cents a month. So now, once you've done that with your space, look at your stuff. How much space is it taking up? And how much is that space actually worth? So for example, our bed, which is a queen size bed, up on a pretty high lift, it takes up about 97.5 cubic feet. So that works out to be like $15, $16 a month. Now for something that we spend a third of our day on, we sleep, we have to have it, that's a sacrifice, that's a payment we're willing to make every month. Let's look at some other things. So my derby hat, as fabulous as it is costing almost 50 cents a month just to keep it. And I wear it once a year at a derby party of our friends, Chris and Mary Anderson. They have a killer derby party every year. So I've been wearing this hat for the last, 3 or 4 years maybe, but that's the only time I ever wear it. And I guess in this video. So is it worth 50 cents every month to keep it? For me, I don't think so. So if we look at all those things that we got rid of during our 30-day challenge, a few tips back, and I put this tip into effect, all of that worked out to be almost as much as we're spending on Netflix every month. And we certainly didn't use all of that junk as much as we use our Netflix account. So it's just a good way to put things in perspective on, is it literally worth your while to keep these things around your home? So that's how we got rid of 500 things in just 31 days. And how we'll continue to get rid of stuff as we prepare to move on to 200 square foot bus. So if you have found any of these tips helpful, please give this video a like. And if you have some trouble areas, comment those below. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe. It helps us out a ton, and you'll catch all of our videos every Sunday. The 30-day minimalism game.
Minimalism.
The tongue, the teeth, the lips. In this video, sorry, I've got the giggles. Is that some weird tiny living line?
Yeah, is that what you planned to say?
No.
Oh, okay. Do it again without running into the door.